To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. To prevent calls from this facility, press 9. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
I don't consent to any recording of this call, any information.
Yeah, that Kelly girl that you wanted me to call, I did confirm that it was the right number. I asked Debbie and she looked at your phone. Anyway, I called that number and the number's, it's not a working number. So it might have been a good number at one time. Debbie confirmed it was the right number, but it ain't, it's not a working number now, so I can't get a hold of her.
Huh, okay.
So, I did try.
Well, I appreciate you trying. Yeah, the only other way I know to get a hold of her is through Dr. Joel Wallach. He does have an email that he does respond to, but, you know, that would be looking him up on the internet. Longevity is the company that he runs.
Well, I can send him an email. I reach out to people all the time, and to be honest with you, I'm so disappointed in humanity. I practically lost all faith in humanity. The way I see it, Mike, is these famous people who seem to have a big microphone and they could use their popularity for good, they don't jump on the bandwagon until like things start to turn around. I mean, in other words, right now, right, you're considered a criminal, right? And so, but if the truth actually started to get out, and you know, we started to like make progress, and people were to get to know you, and you got favorable press, only then would they jump on your bandwagon. But they don't jump on your bandwagon, you know. It's like too early for them because they're so popular, you know.
Right, and I think someone during the Revolutionary War referenced that, you know, when you have nothing to lose, when everybody, you know, is on the bandwagon, then it's, you know, it's easy to be a patriot then because, you know, you've got nothing at risk. Right. But when you're speaking truth to power and you're the only one out there doing this, well, you've got everything at risk. And, you know, you very rarely, seldom hear anything about the, quote, founding fathers who died and lost everything. The ones you'll hear about are those that survived and, for the most part, didn't lose anything. Right. Actually gained. Yeah. You know, those are the ones that you hear about. And, yeah, if not for those people speaking up and standing out when it was not the safest thing in the world to do or the popular thing to do, those are the real patriots. But yeah, well, and this is just an observation, and if somebody corrects me, and I'm willing to be corrected, but let's take Chris Ann Hall as an example. When the Bundys were, you know, considered criminals and domestic terrorists, and you know, just I don't think Chris Ann Hall was saying anything about them at all. But now that they've won their cases, and now that they're, you know, in the popular national spotlight, she's traveling around with them. But it's like, I'm not against Chris Ann Hall. Like I said, my wife likes her a whole lot, and she is a very powerful speaker. But I'm just saying that we got to have people that are willing to see through what the state, you know, the state has labeled a lot of you guys as criminals, and it's obvious you're not criminals, right? So it's like, how come we got to wait for you to like be successful in court or to become popular before everybody stands up and does what's right? I mean, it's just, I've just started to lose my faith in people doing the right thing, and I guess faith in God is the only thing that I hold on to. Yeah, that's all we can do is hold on to our faith in our Creator and know that there's an accountability, but you know, certainly people should not be suffering out of ignorance and fear of the belief system. The reason that the Bundys prevailed, not only at their farm, but in court, is because people stood with them. They had 200 and something people facing down 30-some-odd masked men from the Bureau of ATF and FBI. Yeah, exactly right. And then you probably had, you know, dozens of people in the courtroom, if not, you know, more outside, and many of people on the phones giving media attention that they knew that, hey, these people are looking at us. These people are accused of defending what was theirs against what is effectively a corporation posing as government. And as Cliven Bundy, I believe the father, said, I have no contract with these people. All right, wrap your mind around that.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He gets it. This is a corporation. They are not the authority. Without a contract, they have no jurisdiction over him or anybody else.
Yeah. No, you're right, and it's not just the popular people that don't want to make a decision too early because it can affect their popularity, but it's also you find out who your true friends are, and it's not just with you. I know you've had some situations where you've actually had people that have written you reference letters, and they're veterans, and you got some people that stood with you. But I know you've also got some people that won't receive your phone calls anymore, and they won't, they won't talk to you. And that's the same with every prisoner I deal with. It's like you find out who your friends are real quick when you get thrown in jail, because if it's just people turn their backs on you. I've even seen families do it. Mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters, and it's really sad. It's really a sad situation.
I had a friend who drove across the country to go to court to support a pig farmer who the governor is trying to steal his pigs or force him to kill his pigs, and he stood with that guy. And this is a guy that I've known all along, supported him all along in many ways.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I was on my way to go make sure he had his building materials for his farm when I was called back to the farm and arrested.
Yeah.
Back in 2014 and falsely accused and all that. And although he has let other people go on his show and talk about my case, I don't know that he's done anything, and I've certainly got no calls answered or letters or any correspondence whatsoever.
Yeah, in my opinion, there's no excuse for not dropping a letter in the mail or receiving a phone call. And I would never lift up a prisoner, and I think you understand what I'm saying, to the level of Jesus. But when Jesus came on earth, he was considered a criminal, right? And Peter denied him 3 times.
Right.
I mean, if you're not going to stick with Jesus when he's a criminal, right? And Jesus did say, if you help the prisoners, if you do unto the prisoners, it's just like you've done unto me. And so if you're not going to stick with the prisoners while they're in their bad times, what makes them think that they'll be accepted in the good times, So
yeah, we are all hostages of a rogue operation, and until people get a grip and decide to stand with their fellow man.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Innocent people, like those that you demonstrate on your website, their lives are destroyed, and people say, well, I'll just wait. When there's a mass falling, then I'll speak out.
Yeah.
For the most part, it never comes. For a lot of people, it never comes. Now, had I had several hundred people show up at the trial, and there was people to record it, I have no way of proving what went on at the trial. The judge is saying there was no audio recording. 2018, they don't record audio. Yeah, right. Give me a break. That's a lie. Your court reporter's recording everything.
Right.
But yet they refuse to give me a copy of it because they do not want the truth to be known. It's a fraud. It's a crime. And until people wake up and stand up and speak out, nothing changes, and innocent people's lives are destroyed.
You still haven't got the USB keys? The USB keys I mailed? Still haven't got them?
No, I have not.
Thank you for using GTL. This is a prepaid debit call from...
It's me for just a minute. I've been moved to Omaha.
An inmate at the Douglas County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. To prevent calls from this facility, press 9. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. For more information about our privacy policy, please visit www.connectnetwork.com. After the beep, press 5 to accept this call. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring, recording, and the location of your phone will be obtained. Stay on the line to accept this call. Thank you for using GTL.
I don't consent to recording of this call. I forgot to ask you, did you ever hear anything from Brad or Bradley?
No. I'm in a store with very spotty connection because it's got a metal roof, so if we get disconnected. But no, I didn't hear anything further.
Okay, yeah, he's the guy local. I was just trying to find out if he had recorded any of the trial, and he had said he had shared my information with some people at a local university and some tribal member, and I was just curious if they had gotten back to him. It's been about a month now, so I thought I'd check and see if there had been any response.
I'll make sure he hears this. But the last I heard from him, he had problems with people, firebombing his place or something.
Yeah. Did you ever hear back from Chip? You had sent him a voicemail also to see if you could get him to go by and trim the vegetation growing underneath the porch.
I don't recall anything about him, but I'll make sure he hears this message.
Okay. He's the one in Memphis. I think I gave you his number. Do you have Vincent Finelli's number?
No, he owns some. Yeah, he owns some radio station of another guy that one guy. He told me the Lord told him not to talk to you, because every time he talks to you, you get in more trouble or something like that. I can't remember his name. You probably know his name, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah, no. When he talks to me, I don't get in more trouble unless he's talking about his friend at the Vatican that doesn't like me.
Yeah.
Of course, I understand his friend at the Vatican's probably got a little bit of a problem with the people of his church realizing that he's covering for a bunch of pedophiles. So,
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't have a relationship or phone number for Vincent Finelli. I've heard his name quite a bit. I heard he owns a bunch of radio stations, and that's all I know about him.
No, he doesn't own anything. He's got a radio talk show that he does for somebody else's show, but not for public redress or putting out. But his number is, have Kelly Herron's number. I know he will have Dr. The guy that does longevity, Wallach, Dr. Joel Wallach. He'll have his direct number because he's usually a guest on his program every couple of weeks.
Okay, I'll call and ask. Yeah.
Kelly has worked directly with Dr. Wallach for many years now. That's how I met Dr. Wallach, was through her. She's a sales representative, whatever, for their product line.
Yeah.
If you have time, you have time, I know you're very busy, and I respect your time.
Well, the thing is, I don't mind calling and asking, but it's these people. It's just so disappointing because it's like I feel like I'm coming around with leprosy or something, and it's like I'm calling on behalf of a brother who's incarcerated. Yeah,
they're afraid for themselves and their family, and so because they're not being targeted, they position themselves so that they are not targeted, and if the people that are attacking me contact them, they do what they're told, so that they stay out of the this. But I'm expendable. I'm somebody that they can destroy my life, my wife, and everything. All of my animals can be murdered, and that's just a way to show the other people. See what happens if you get out of line. Stay in line. Keep paying your taxes. Keep getting your license. Keep converting your rights into privileges, and we'll leave you alone. So,
yeah. They're trying. There's no doubt in my mind they're trying to make an example. And Mike, I will say this about I deal with a lot of different prisoners, but you've got a whole group of like Jekylls that have been assigned to you. It's quite unbelievable. People wouldn't believe it if I just told them. You kind of have to show it to them.
Yeah, and if you can, relay that information to me in writing, if you got any email address.
No, I sent you the USB key. The USB key has every single email.
If you got the ability to send in a letter, their email addresses or something, I've got somebody I might be able to get their addresses to and find out who they actually are and who's behind them. It could be these are just government operatives. They could be bots. You never know. People on the payroll, no doubt, but. Regardless of that, the governor of Tennessee is still in office, and from what has been said, he's fixing to sign off on a lot of exonerations, commutations, and pardons. And mine is just one of many. I'm confident that if people that have his ear contact him, like Kelly's friends, he would give me a potential of giving me an exoneration, which would stop everything effectively. But I don't know. I've never gotten a response, so I don't know if any of my letters are getting out of the building. And I'm just, putting out an option for anybody that's interested, that has an interest in having potentially this destruction of my life come to an end, and this is a way to do it. And that's all I can do is, ask. And if people are willing to do that, I don't have the ability to reach people directly over the phone. I can't guarantee I send letters out. You effectively are the only person I've got, other than my mother, I've got direct contact with, because my friends that are retired lieutenant colonels, I don't have their phone numbers. I've got their addresses, but I don't know if they, they can send letters to Governor Haslam. That would probably help. If anybody wants to send me letters of recommendation for my release that I can present to the court, that would be great. Some people say it doesn't matter. Some people say it does. At the end of the day, if this corrupt corporation knows that people are looking or interested, apparently it made a difference in the Bundy case, because otherwise that judge would have controlled that case and would have had a new trial. It was a hung jury. It wasn't a not guilty. It was a hung jury, and she decided not.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
So, and I guarantee you, they can manipulate a jury. This jury that I had was manipulated from the very beginning. They had to agree to believe what he said, and then he prevented them from knowing what the law is and what the truth is. And so they were denied the right to know, so they are like lemmings led, and a bunch of women from Omaha that dislike guns, they're going to convict somebody accused of having a gun, because they don't want anybody to have a gun. That's just the way it is. And it's a rigged game. God bless you. I'm going to go ahead and go. My time is up. I'll keep praying and writing, and I appreciate all the encouragement. Anybody that can reach out to Dr. Wallach to get Kelly to reach out to Governor Haslam, or any of my friends who've written letters of recommendation, would be greatly appreciated. God bless you.
Thank you for using GTL.
Aaron?